Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a drugstore holiday look for you guys. I've already primed my face with my Rimmel primer, and then I've just come in with my CoverGirl 3-in-1 foundation. And then the only product I didn't have that was drugstore was an eyeshadow primer. So I am using my Urban Decay, but you can use whatever you like. And then I'm going to be coming in with this e.l.f. palette. This is the all matte shades. And I'm just going to be taking a blending brush, and then I'm just going to be coming in with this kind of a reddy brown shade right here. And I'm going to be working this in above my crease. Again, I do have hooded eyes, so I kind of like to make my crease look like it comes up a little bit further, and I'm just, like I said, blending this a little bit above my natural crease with a Morphe brush. And I kind of like to do almost like a dome shape when I do this. And then for the lid shade, I'm going to be using one of the NYX Prismatic eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Jaded. And I'm going to be applying this with my fingers right now, just on my lid, and I'm just going to be blending this back and forth and up into the crease the best I can get it. And then later I will come in with a more precise brush to kind of help blend it up into the red shade. And then coming back in with that same e.l.f. matte palette that we used and taking this kind of burgundy shade. And I'm going to be doing the exact same dome shaped motion, except I'm going to be starting a little bit below that first shade that we used. And I'm just, again, taking a more precise brush, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I know the lighting gets a little bit yellow here, but it fixes itself in the next clip. I'm not 100% sure what happened. And then I just took like a more sharper edge to kind of make sure I didn't have any like fallout or anything while I was blending. And then I'm going back in with that first shade, and I'm just blending all the colors together. And then I come back in with that NYX eyeshadow in the shade Jaded, and I just use my finger to just apply a little bit more on the center to make it a little bit more intense. And then I'm coming in with my NYX HD Concealer, and this is in the shade Porcelain. And I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm just going to be blending this out from underneath my eyes. To set all of this, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild contour palette, and I'm just going to be setting underneath my eyes, on my forehead, and on my chin, and I'm going to let this set a little while. I actually went to pick up another one of these because I have hit pan on that yellow shade, and when I went to Walmart, like, they had several different shades, but they all had the same name, so I'm not exactly sure if something like that was a bad batch or something. And the shade that I have now, it was like a pinky color, and then Caramel, I believe, is the shade that has a really, really yellow, but I ended up just skipping on that one. I hope that maybe, that's just something they messed up on and they're going to fix. And then I'm coming in with this NYC bronzer, and I'm just going to be bronzing kind of like on my forehead, on my temples, underneath my cheekbones, and my jawline. You do kind of have to build this bronzer up a little bit, but it doesn't get muddy or anything, and it does blend out really pretty. It gives you more of like a natural kind of bronzed look, and I do get my NYC stuff from Target, but I do believe that you can get it other places, but that's where I get mine. And then I just wiped off all that underneath my eyes. I forgot to show a clip. But then I'm just coming in with this Wet n Wild highlighter in Reserve Your Cabana. I'm just going to be going underneath my eyes just to brighten underneath there a little bit more. This is just an extra step. You don't have to do this, but I do like how brightening it is underneath my eyes. So I'm just applying that, and then I'm not letting it set or anything, and I just wipe it off as well. And then I'm coming in with this e.l.f. blush in the shade Jet Setter. And guys, these blushes are so amazing, but they are really, really pigmented. And I did have to come in with a stippling brush after and blend this away. I mean, you can see right there when I apply it how pigmented it is. But they're really smooth, really finely milled, and again, pigmented and beautiful. And then I'm going to be coming in with a highlighter, and I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Hollywood Boulevard. And I'm going to be taking this just on my temples, kind of up to my brow bone a little bit, on my cheekbones, and then I'm going to be taking it also on my Cupid's bow, and then just on the top of my nose, and I'm using my Real Techniques setting brush. Then I'm coming back in with that darker maroon shade, and I'm going to be taking a definer brush, and I'm just going to be pressing this really closely to the bottom lash line. And then I'm coming back in with that jaded shade, and I'm going to be putting this like more on the first like half of my lash line and just kind of blending it in with that brown shade. And then I'm coming back in with that e.l.f. matte palette, and I'm taking that first shade we started with, and I'm just going to be blending that darker shade out, staying closer more towards the outer part of my eye, and just blending it together into the green shade. And then I come in with the first shade, this pale white shade from the palette, and I'm just going to be placing this right underneath the arch of my brow bone. And then I come in with this Rimmel eyeliner in the shade Panama, and I tight lined and put it on my waterline. I like to always skip this part because it always makes me cringe when I watch other people do it. And then I'm just coming in with this Wet n Wild little quad here, and I'm just going to be placing this white brow bone shade on my inner corner. And then I'm coming in with my Revlon mascara and also put on Ardell lashes. I just skipped that part because it takes me forever. So then I'm coming in with my BH Cosmetics palette. I'm taking these two shades. One's a really, really nude and one's a peach shade to get this color here. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this drugstore makeup tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. See ya!